always it's just weird ass shit on Twitch. That's what I noticed.
Oh God, it is.
It's just like it's not a normal person that will be succeeding. It'll be something like that.
Like a dude who just smokes massive bombs.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the Cameo thing too. It's like, who's the biggest dude on Cameo? Oh, you're not gonna be ready for this one. It's Dwight from The Office.
That makes sense.
It does, but like never what you'd guess. You'd be like Will Smith or, like some big ass person you'd expect everybody wants it, but instead everyone's like, no, I'm trying to get the voice actor of Goku. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like weird stuff people have to. I need the Island Boys. I know they were dominating for months.
Yeah, until they started.
Yeah, until they started. Yeah, I saw them getting called out. A video of them getting called out by dudes. Just hold on to that. I just wrote this up. This is weed. Dope. It's the stuff I'm supposed to run, but it's all good.
Yeah, that was weird when they started having sex with each other because it's like you guys are biological brothers.
Well, they said they weren't having sex.
But we all know. They also got taken down off OnlyFans the first day for incest. So whatever you want to call it. Maybe they're strict about it. Maybe they do it off a kissy kiss or something. But they kissed on Twitter, bro.
I know, it's fucked up.
That's so sad. That's crazy far. They took it as far as you can take it, dude.
I mean, I was never a fan of them because they just, I like talented people.
Yeah, you do. But I'm just saying, like, well, I'm not going to say I wasn't. I am a fan of social media, like, growth. People that are, like, they rose fast to make a lot of money. And that was interesting, right? But it went downhill so fast.
It's because all they had was that clip that was interesting.
That first one? Yeah. With their hair.
Yeah, the Island Boy. That's all. We don't even know their names. They're literally the name of what they were singing.
Yeah.
Like, to this day, as famous as they are, none of us have any idea what their name is.
Fly Soldier.
That's not their real name.
That's one of them.
That's not his real name.
Oh, his real name?
So I'm saying we don't know what his real name is.
Yeah, but I don't know 50 Cent real name. Or
Curtis Jackson. Yes, you do.
You're right. Dang. Or Young Jeezy, though. I don't know his. He's Young Jeezy in my head.
His name probably really is the Young Jeezy.
That's not his real name, dude. That's not his real name. Get out of here.
See, man, I knew. What's Gucci's? Because I knew Gucci's.
Because it was on his album cover with the orange.
I feel like it starts with a C.
Curtis Jarls.
No, it's not Curtis.
I can't remember. Oh, Frederick Douglass.
Frederick Douglass. Yeah, you're dropping historical black people.
Dang. He is historical. Gucci Mane. I can't remember, but I know it says it on his album cover.
Yeah, that's why I knew his.
Bro, do you know that I just saw yesterday a picture that Gucci dropped on Twitter in 2011? That is, I swear to God, it is definitely Nicki Minaj with his dick in her mouth. I swear to God.
I could believe it.
Dude, there's no way this is a fake photo. It looks so old. Like a Polaroid kind. Not a Polaroid. It's like old.
I mean, it could be old. It could be fake, though. Because you know what I was doing in 2011?
Making fake photos?
Well, I was using Photoshop. I literally had a class on it.
Right.
And I was sick at Photoshop. I ain't sick no.
If you guys are interested in increasing the dopamine in your brain, right, for an affordable cost, why don't you make sure that you get it from Kratom Spot? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. KratomSpot.com is the most affordable place to get your Kratom. If you're interested in utilizing Kratom, right, and if you don't use it now, don't start using it. We're not promoting that. But if you like to go to a gas station and waste your money, spend extra bucks, quit doing that and go online and go to KratomSpot.com. All right? Use Kratom Spot.
Don't work because I don't remember how to work it, but I remember I could put shadows in, all that shit.
Could be fake.
That's what I'm saying. Like since 2000 and probably like 2, like that the ability to fake photos has been there. The videos is what hasn't been around till recent. Being able to really fake the videos.
The deep fakes. Those are dope.
And the voice.
We had a deep fake on the last episode, bro.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
Rob DeSantis.
And I knew it was, too.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not real. I just seen this on the news.
Oh, yeah. I'm dropping out of the race because of my despicable behavior.
That's not what he said.
No, I don't. It was something like that, though.
No, but he didn't trash himself in it, but he propped up Trump.
He propped up Trump at the end. He did say, I'm dropping out the race, though. He said...
Yeah. I said he didn't, like, degrade himself, though.
Right. No, he said I had one of the worst. I think he did go off of, like, one of the worst. I don't know. We ain't going to rewatch it, but it was funny. It was so... No, it wasn't silly degrading, though. It was something like... I had one of the worst COVID measures.
The pudding ad that Trump put out about him, though, I mean...
Trump's videos look fake to me. That's what I think is weird.
He didn't even put it out. Somebody else put it out, but he shared it on Twitter. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Just came out. It's like, Rob DeSantis. He can't keep his fingers out of places it's not supposed to be. And then a picture comes up, and it's him with his fingers on a plane, like in the pudding thing, because he didn't have a spoon, like eating it with his fingers.
Yeah.
It's like, Rob DeSantis pudding fingers.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, there's no way this is real.
He got his ass. See,
DeSantis put out a deep fake of Trump, though.
He put it out?
Put it out.
Why?
He had to take it down because it was like...
Oh, on an accident. He did it on accident.
On purpose. They were trying to rip him apart.
No way.
And they justified it because, like, Trump's side, like, put a picture, like, him riding a rhino that wasn't real. And they were like, you were posting fake stuff, too. They're like, yeah, but obviously you weren't really riding a rhino, bro.
Yeah, that's
Nobody was
going
to think. BS. Nobody was going to think that what that one was real.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. There's a lot of... Did you hear about Marjorie Taylor Green, bro?
She's the Democratic one?
Mm-hmm. But from a southern state, right?
Yeah, I just know she's like the Democratic one that's running against Biden. You know, she's like in third.
Oh, that's all you know?
I don't know much about her because she's super irrelevant.
No, dude. She just got caught like at like a Beetle... All right, dude. She went to
that was her?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was her. I knew that she was in Congress.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's funny.
It's so funny, dude.
Yeah, she's done, though. She's
I
done.
know. That's what they say, huh?
Yeah, she's done.
How do you feel about that? I know you're really strict with these people that are a part of government, police officers.
So, like, obviously, I don't think she's going to get to finish her term. She's just not going to get re-voted back in.
Oh, you don't believe that, like, she should not be allowed in as like an office?
Of course she should be allowed.
Oh, okay. All right.
If she fucking
broke the law,
if she sucked a dude off, yeah, that's fine. You can be in Congress as that. There are felons in Congress right now.
I know, but I thought that you kind of like stood by like they should get the guillotine. Like they always get off so easy. This is BS. They can jerk dudes off and
so she didn't jerk dude off.
She didn't jerk a dude off.
So I don't think she broke any laws personally.
They say that she did.
Don't care. I don't believe it should be breaking a law. That's where I'm at with it. All clothes were on.
It's one of the laws she created.
Yeah, whatever. It shouldn't be there. I'm a freedom guy. But I do believe that if everybody doesn't like it, they should not vote her back in.
I loved it, to be honest with you. I thought.
And if everybody loves it, they can vote her back in. I don't care either way because I don't think that should be a crime, so I don't really care.
Okay. All right. Now, there's another one. I don't know her name, but there is another... I think she's either running for government. Yeah, she's running. So her and her husband, they got like, what is it called? It's like Discord, dude, right? So like some people, they go on Twitter.
Yeah, Discord.
Yeah, and then they have live sex on Discord, and they get tips for it. It's like ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
Yeah, I heard about this too, yeah.
Yeah, dude, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, and I hear like the videos are like her getting fucked in the ass
They're,
and shit.
Oh,
They're like
I watched
wild
them.
ones.
They're wild.
Yeah.
They're exactly what that stuff always
Once
is.
again, I mean, I don't feel like she should be taken out or anything.
Right.
But I do believe we should not vote for her.
Right.
Because I don't need a porn star running the country.
You know what it is for me? I don't like her morals. I'm going to say that right then. I'm going to say that right now. I don't like her morals, personally. But
me neither,
do.
But that's not what's pushing me over the edge. I just think we could do better than a fucking porn star in Congress.
Right. Well, if she had better morals, maybe.
No, I'm still not for it.
Yeah,
How are you qualified? That's what I'm saying. Like,
what if she's like a lawyer and stuff and qualified?
She's not a lawyer. She's on fucking OnlyFans.
Dude, that was like a long time ago. And no, not OnlyFans. This was before that. This was like...
This is current.
No, no, it's not. It's footage from 2015, and it's from...
That's not that long ago. I guess that's 8 years, but that's still not that long to me. I'm older now.
Right. They locked you up for 3. So
yeah.
I get you. I get what you're saying. Burn her at the stake. Burn her at the No. I don't know. All I'm trying to say is it's not OnlyFans. It is a different thing. And what she was doing when she was a lot younger, you know?
Well, that's why you're not supposed to do those things, because then you probably aren't going to be able to be in Congress.
You know, a young man named Ben Shapiro once said, criminality 101, when you're criming, don't do it on camera.
Now, did you hear about the Sound of Freedom guy?
Wait, who's that?
You know the Sound of Freedom, that movie? That went all viral. It was all about child trafficking.
No, I had not heard, no.
All right, so it was a little while ago, like an independent film came out. It went crazy, like in the theaters, did huge.
If you have been searching for a place to get a better state of mind, your search has now just ended. Stop dealing with these mental injustices all alone. You don't have to anymore. You see my nigga with www.betterhelp-therapy.com. You don't have to deal with all that bullshit you got in your head no more with your bitch ass. LOL, just breaking your balls pussy. Now go use my promo code provided below in episode's description and go change your mother fucking life. Change it today, nigga. And remember, Randy Savagery sent you.
Huge numbers.
Like cuties? Like about, child, is it child?
It was about, child trafficking.
About how it's bad?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyways, one of the guys that runs the organization is now getting, in trouble for, sexually harassing the traffickers. And, controlling them and shit. And tricking them.
He goes, "That's bullshit. I was nothing but doing research."
No, he's cooked. Everybody around him's like, yeah.
Oh, he's a freak, dude.
Yeah, he's donezo. I hope you didn't hear about that. That was a big. They were all talking about it's a QAnon movie and shit. It had nothing to do with QAnon. It just was talking about child trafficking.
Oh, I did hear about it. I just wanted you to explain it. But I did not hear about him getting.
Yeah, that just
caught.
happened. Just happened.
That's crazy, dude. What? But he didn't get nothing illegal, right? He was harassing the gals, so they kicked him off the project.
What? No, well, he may have been doing some illegal shit. We don't have that info yet. There's allegations that he was tricking them into doing stuff to save all the other people, or else. So apparently his scheme was
that's what every woman does when they get in a relationship.
He'd kind of trick them into you have to do these things to help save all the other victims.
Is that illegal though? That's coercion, but not for any type of.
They're children. You might be fucking.
Oh, these are
children.
kids?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
16-year-olds and shit.
I was picturing Mexicans and when they're taking the girls over Laredo.
Oh, I said child. That's
you did. My bad. Gross. Ew. Oh, he's a chomo.
Yeah. Well, I guess the term's not pedophile when it's teenagers. What's the
No,
term?
he's a fuck. I knew this one.
I never can remember it.
A hebiophile. Booyah.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking hebiophile, bro.
I think we need to start getting those things correct. Because
they are different.
Because the difference is huge.
Yeah.
Between I fucked a 16-year-old and I fucked a 3-year-old.
Dude, you want to know how big it is? It's so big that it can transition us into the next story. Did you hear about who's that British actor? That one that's on Rumble or whatever?
Oh my God, I can't believe what they doing to Russell Brand, man.
Well, Russell Brand, it's so big that he can have sex with a 16-year-old and it's legal.
It's pretty much legal here too, right?
No, it's not.
In 35 states.
I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know what he's saying.
35 states. New York.
What?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
With consent.
No way.
Yeah, because I was watching someone rip it up. They're like, it's fucked up. That's how Britain is over there. They're like, but 35 of the states also have the same exact laws here. Some even lower, like Utah.
Well, I know Utah.
Yeah, so
I do know Utah.
So Utah's the worst, but lots of them are following, lots of them still have the old laws of back in the day. That's really where I think it's coming from. Back in the day, that was normal.
Right.
When all these numbers were set originally.
Right. Yeah.
When we only lived to be 40, you know what I'm saying?
But they say that's kind of a lie because of infant mortality. Remember, don't let them fool you.
Well, we still didn't live that long because,
sure.
Really, the biggest difference was we got sewage.
My dad's dad, how long your grandpa lived till?
70.
My dad's dad made 89.
That happens.
That's old.
Yeah, but he's still not that old of that's not that far back.
No?
No, I think the laws are older than that.
I don't fucking know.
I think the laws are like before sewage and trash.
Back when things were really great. When America was really smoking.
You know when people just threw shit out their window, buckets of shit into the street.
What is that, the 1800s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before sewage. Before sewage. Sewage has been so much more important than anything else we've discovered in any recent time for making us live longer.
I hate to believe that
Way
there was
more
no
than
sewage.
medicine. Way more than medicine.
Did the South have sewage?
Nobody had sewage.
Those great giant Victorian homes in the South, like South Carolina, you're telling me no toilet in that motherfucker.
No, they had buckets, and then you dumped the bucket out the window.
Maybe like in the city. I've literally read that in New York City.
They might have had outhouse.
I'm talking about the South.
Maybe they had an outhouse if you had some land.
Like, if you have all this land, but you still just throw it out your window, dude, that'd be so lazy and carved. I don't think they did that.
Well, I mean, think about how difficult it is to build something. There's no Home Depot.
But I'm saying I've seen with my own two eyes in South Carolina these houses that are hundreds of years old. They're giant, great.
Here's the thing: before you have sewage, you have to throw that shit out of your house, or else there's just shit in your house.
Bro, you're gonna tell me that I don't believe that they built this house without a toilet. I don't think it exists. There's no way.
Have toilets.
There's no way.
They used a bucket.
How did they have such beautiful architecture? How did they build this beautiful giant home?
So check it out. So
Can't build a goddamn toilet?
no, they just didn't come up with it yet.
It makes no sense to me.
Think about how crazy of an idea that is. Actually, I'm gonna make this thing, this chair you sit on, and then you just shit in it, and the shit just disappears. That's the idea of a toilet. That's crazy.
I mean, if you make it simple.
But that's how it starts, because it doesn't exist at one point. Someone has to dream it up. Like, after something's made, it seems
That's not
so
where it was
crazy.
made from. He was looking at all the shit around him and said, oh, I need the shit to go somewhere. It's about the pipes. He thought about the pipes. The pipes brought him to the pooper. It's about getting the shit away, bro.
Well, the pipes is what he had to come up with. The toilet's not what had to be made. The pipes were. That's the hard
I'm saying
idea.
I guarantee it came first.
The pipes?
They saw all the shit in the streets.
It had to come first.
In the design, you could have been right. He could have been thinking, I'm going to make a magic seat.
Well, I bet you actually the toilet. I bet you the toilet came first.
I
'Cause
bet
I
it
bet
did.
you they had outhouses. I guarantee it, and that's a toilet.
Oh, they
where
did.
you just shit into the ground.
So the pipes
Outside of your
definitely
house came second.
came second. But that's what actually
That's
did
the
it.
crazy idea.
That's the did it. Yeah.
That's the crazy idea part.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we're gonna make this system with tubes to transport shit to an undisclosed location underground.
So they had toilets, but there was like a bucket under, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Ugh. So they had golden looking toilets with shit.
No, I don't
bucket.
think it was like really a toilet. It was probably more like a seat, and then you opened a thing up and pulled the bucket out.
But in this old slave house that I went to, all the furniture is beautiful and perfect. Why wouldn't the shitter be back then too? Everything's original there, brother. Like it's like
maybe they had a fancy looking one just in that one, but there would still be no pipes, and it wouldn't
No
be in the
pipes.
house.
No pipes.
It won't be in the house.
Yeah.
You don't shit in your house then if you can't throw it out. You have to be able to throw it out. Like there has to be like, because otherwise your house would smell awful all the time. Like back in the day, like, you know, like with kings and shit, like 17, 16, probably maybe even a little before that. Like, bro, they just used to shit everywhere and leave. The kings used to just like go to a castle, party,
yeah.
shit everywhere, throw up, and then they just go to the next castle.
But also they had things for that because they had pucatoriums. They had, like, I've seen old drawings from that time period. They had toilet chambers, and then it was like, they kind of had a pipe too. It went down, but then it just went into a bucket. Like,
and it stays there.
There's like a trough to poo.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
Bad
I don't know
ideas.
What happened. I don't know what happened after that.
You could tell they were trying to figure it out, but like they still hadn't came up with that tube idea yet.
Because the original way is we should poop outside, right?
Well, that was the original way.
That's the original way.
But like it's cold and shit, and like you don't want to get killed outside. And back in the day, you had to worry about that.
And when you're pooping,
I don't want to
you're
get eaten
vulnerable.
by a bear while I'm pooping.
Animals. You poop in a tree?
No, not in a tree.
Well, if the branches were right.
Probably by a tree.
I'm just saying, if you climb up in the tree, maybe you could relax a little bit because
What if
animals.
you fall off the tree and break your arm?
You don't think they're more in tuned, like, because they're using their bodies out there so much, like, find a good branch, take a
I
nice
don't think
poop.
us as human beings have climbed predominantly since way before we were human beings.
What about the Ninja Warrior boys? They're so good. Our bodies can do
you
it
see
well.
We got it, but like
we got it.
But I don't think we've used it since before we were even humans.
You think once we became human, we were like, I'm out these trees?
Yeah. I think before we were even human, when we were an even lesser species. Because like it seems like none of the other lesser species, like in the hominids, climbed really.
Oh no.
No, we're all walking upright. Like that was like the big deal. Like,
all right.
Came out the trees essentially.
Well, what about your boy Russell Brand? Because he came out the woodwork having sex with 16-year-olds at 31 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
let's break it down.
That was pretty wild, right?
They're saying he's a sexual assaultist. They're saying he's a rapist.
So see that part doesn't seem right. But like the you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he raped anybody.
No.
But I did think he had sex with a 16-year-old because he said he did, right?
Well, he 100% did.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right. So you're what's the word?
Hebiophile.
Hebiophile. We got that for sure.
See, you say so. Here's my question. So I know that in London, being 16 is as just the same as 8. Like you don't have to talk to a parent. It's nothing like that. In Michigan, I think you have to get parental consent.
There, you have to get parental consent too. Positive. I watched the whole story about it. But he had it.
I don't think
he had the parental consent.
All right.
So that's why I'm like, I don't think he raped her, but he's probably a fucked up person. Right?
You got to get the parental consent? That's insane to me.
Isn't it?
How do you go, good evening, sir. Oh, just come here to pick up your daughter, but I needed to speak to you for one moment. Over to the side, thank you.
I mean, he's pretty charismatic, so I mean, he probably did. You know what I'm saying?
Would you stick and bicker for a moment? All right, so let's see, sir.
Like, it's actually impressive at how charismatic, because he literally plays like a douchebag. Like, that's his role, which is him. He plays him. Which I'm like, so you're a douchebag, but we all like you. That means you're like super charismatic to pull that off.
I mean, a douchebag is just a part of him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the Trump thing. It's what Trump is like great at. Like, he's great at liking you for being an asshole.
Right.
It's a very it's a special level of charisma that to have to make people like you despite the fact that you're known for negative traits predominantly.
Right. Hillary, she's very ugly and disgusting, but whatever. I wish her well. You're right. Okay. All right. But so what do you think though, dude? Do you think that I mean, did you see his rebuttal? He came out right away. I'll tell you one thing. This is one thing. I liked that. I think that to me shows like.
I mean, I think they're just trying to cancel him because he keeps talking about shit.
That's what he says.
Yeah, I mean, 100% think that's what's happening because this is 20 years old.
Now, here is the sticky wicket of the whole story because I want to like Russell, right?
Me too. It sucks. But you know what? I don't even have to
right.
like him to want him to be monetized and still speaking the same stuff because I believe with that shit.
That's true, too.
It doesn't matter about anything else. I still am agreeing with that message that he's pushing out, no matter what. It doesn't matter about anything else.
That's true, too. But Alex Jones already got that covered, so go listen to Alex Jones.
I know, but I know that they just crushed his validity, dude.
Jones?
Well, his has been crushed.
Oh, you mean Homeboy?
Yeah, but you know what? Jones's isn't because he's got so many people in the podcast world that give him his dubs. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I mean, he says some crazy shit, but I mean, he was right even about that fucking frog shit. Like everyone brings it up because it's the craziest one.
He was right.
He's been like right.
Making the freaking frogs.
He's right a lot. That's his the thing is he's right a lot, but we so also know he's wrong sometimes. So I'm like, well, he's normally right, so I'm with him most of the time.
He was so mad, dude. Though, like I watched that.
He was
original.
at January. Man, this is how you know January 6th must have been a setup.
Why?
Because he was there screaming, "Don't go in there, guys! It's a setup. They're trying to set you up. It's a trap."
He did say that, but
everyone should have believed him. He's always right.
Or does he work for them?
He definitely doesn't work for them.
How do I know?
Because he does all the things that are bad for them. Because he blew the top on all the things that he proved are true.
Unless that's what they wanted.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm being all conspiracy-ish. This is my biggest thing, though. Is my biggest thing is like if you look at how much money I love Alex Jones. And
fan.
people should be allowed to be wrong. What the fuck?
I know.
Get off
That's
it.
so crazy to me.
Why can CNN be wrong for years?
And I listened to this whole podcast where he was explaining about when he went through that court case, he wasn't even allowed to defend himself. Like, they just crushed him and then said he was guilty. He didn't even get to defend himself in the court case. Some crazy sort of weird proceeding. Like, he never got to... They didn't even get to do a defense because of the type of case that it was.
All right, if you say so. I watched a lot. It's online. It's like 36 hours. I watched a good 3-hour segment of his actual thing. All I'll tell you is this: there is a moment where they bring up, because he was cheating. He was cheating on his wife, dude. And they bring up where he is trying to get a trans hooker and got caught with trans porn. And to me, he looks so beyond embarrassed in this moment. And
what does it have to do? This is further proving the point that it's a rigged case.
I don't know.
They're not even talking about the case. They're just destroying him on the stand.
It's funny to me.
I'm like, so like that whole case itself was rigged to begin with.
No, he was wrong.
I'm not saying he wasn't wrong. I'm saying the system of justice was there to destroy him, regardless of anything. Yeah. Regardless if he was right or wrong, or regardless of what the punishment should have been.
They were there to get him that
They were there to send a message to people talking about conspiracies.
And when people say he's been wrong a lot, like, it's really not that much. He only got, to me, his only real wrong, like, is like if you're going to be sued for defamation, which he was, the Sandy Hook thing. What else did he get wrong?
Well, the other ones they'll say are the ones that aren't proven yet. But we're no, you were wrong. Like, from my side, I'm like, no, you guys are wrong. He's right.
Oh, just stuff he. What do you mean?
Like 9/11.
Oh, come on, we all know. Oh, no. But the people that are like, that happened. That was Taliban.
Yeah, and they'll be like, he's wrong right there. There's a fact. It's right there. He's wrong. Like, there's tons of them like that.
Come on. Steel doesn't burn at 4,000, the good, or whatever it is. I can't remember. But there's all those little facts or whatever.
Building 7.
Building 7. I forget what that means.
Building 7 is the other building that went down that was never hit with a plane.
It just went down.
It just collapsed.
And what do they say happened?
I don't even know what the fucking official story for that is, but it never got hit with anything.
Right. I don't know.
And then it just collapsed like a controlled demolition.
They all controlled demolition.
And I'm like, let's say the other way somehow it felt like that. I'm like, well, this one didn't even get hit.
Right. They all controlled demolition looked like, though.
Yeah.
And what's that about? Feel me?
I mean, and the Bush fucking up everything.
They say that those buildings are made to withstand planes?
Now, I've also heard, like, what if they were cutting cordings when they were building? I'm like, that's possible. I'm like,
he didn't do it a lot.
But all I gotta say is Building 7.
There's inspectors that come in.
I'm just gonna go right back. Building 7. Well, you pay off the fucking inspector.
You can.
Everything's corrupt. So I mean, it's very possible. And that was back in the day. They built that like in the 1900s during like fucking the Great Depression.
Building 7.
No, the Twin Towers.
Oh yeah. I know. Yeah. Empire State Building too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they built most of those back then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, the regulation then.
Oh, you right, dude. You right.
You probably didn't even have to pay very much then.
Right.
You just literally had to give a guy a little bread.
They had all those dudes
and it's
like
the
1,000 feet.
And it's the Great Depression.
They're all sitting up there just smoking, eating, like taking naps on the thing that they could
like
fall.
They made to pay these men off with sandwiches, bro. This is the Great Depression.
You're right. And that's another thing. If you look up how many people died during it, it's so little. It's like 8 or something.
And that always brings me back to Building 7. Because I still don't have that explanation.
Building 7, dude. And didn't the Pentagon get hit?
Yeah.
But now it's rebuilt and good to go, right?
Well, yeah, that one, and there's some sketchy stuff too. Like I saw where like, doesn't look like the plane fits through the hole that's there.
Yeah. You want to know what the biggest...
And there's a whole lot of broken plane out in the field before it hit it.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like somebody threw it there to look like a broken plane.
Oh, there's tons of... Dude, they found a passport.
Yeah, I mean, there's like so much weird
there's
stuff.
Like a beautifully, like, edgely burned passport, dude. I remember seeing it as a kid. I remember them re-bringing it up as an adult. Like, how dumb are you? If the plane incinerated, why is there a passport? And I was like, oh, yeah, I was dumb.
If this was a movie and people were watching it, people will be watching it like, why are these people so stupid? It's right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're watching a movie and like you're watching, the people ain't caught on yet, but like the plot's so obvious. Yeah. Where you know where it's going. You're like, come on. Figure it out already.
That was wild, dude. You know what another big part of that to me was the guy who owned the building. He like took out insurance, and there was tons of gold that's supposed to be stored underneath gone. That's enough for me to say, yo, let's raise the
And George
flag.
Bush said he was in 3 different places when it happened. You'd think you'd remember that.
But I saw the video.
I know. The thing is, why are you fucking it up? We know where you were.
He's with those little kids.
You were with those kids, but he said it like he's like prepared, like he prepared different answers,
right,
and got mixed up.
We know he's dumb.
It's like you should remember this stuff. Like if you're a competent human being and you're the president of the United States, and the biggest terrorist attack that's ever happened since Pearl Harbor happens on your watch, think that'd be something that'd stick in your head as probably a big thing happening in your life.
Like, come on, man. I'm doing my goddamn best. Get the fuck off my back, dude. You remember how they made him and Harold the Kumar? That's how I picture him in real life, bro.
Trump almost ran then.
Back then?
He almost ran. That's when he almost ran the first time.
Did you ever see him in the nightclubs back then?
But not as a Republican.
As a Demi?
As a third party.
Oh, he never would have made it.
It was the big third party then. Of course he wouldn't have made it. It's the third party.
What was the third party then?
I can't remember the name of it. I wasn't even familiar with the name. But it's because I was a little kid then. So
right.
I don't know shit about politics from when I was 7.
I know. I don't know anything.
I can't remember. It was I honestly thought it was a better name than Republican and Democrat. Just because those are stupid names.
You don't like them.
What does it mean?
Democracy means the action of voting, and republic is the like a people's coalition together.
It's like this is how you know they're working together.
They're working together.
It's like they took the 2 words of our type of government and just split it. That's how you know they're working together.
They definitely work together. That's so funny to me. That is so funny. But I still love AOC, bro. AOC's the dog in him.
She's awful, bro.
She's the dog in him,
She's
bro.
like literally like the Antichrist.
She's hot to watch on Instagram.
She's hot. She's hot. But that doesn't mean you gotta follow her policies, bro.
I don't even know him.
They're all the wildest leftists, the farthest left you can get, past Bernie.
So I get free money.
No, not you.
Not me.
No. It's so far left. It's all about just the illegal aliens. Ugh! And you paying for it.
I hate that. I'm not into that, dude.
Dude, like she just did some speech in New York, and like everyone's like screaming at her. They're protesting, mad as fuck. You can just hear everyone yelling during it. She's just saying the exact opposite of what they want, smiling up there. I'm like, these people should just like rip you down.
Well, do you want to put the tinfoil hat on real quick?
Sure.
We put the tinfoil hat on. Just a disclaimer, this is a tinfoil hat. So this is probably the wildest conspiracy theorists are saying that right now there's 2 agendas that are going to be pushed upon us. And one of those is a mass amount of illegal immigrants, specifically violent illegal immigrants.
I know.
Coming in.
Heard this.
That's what they say. I don't know. I don't believe that. But possible.
What's happening?
Is it happening?
Yeah, like they just had the biggest crossing ever.
I've seen a lot of videos on Twitter.
It was
of
like
all
2,200 people in one group.
I saw that online today, actually.
Yeah, it was the biggest
It says
crossing ever
Biden breaks
recorded.
history. It says Biden. I'm like, he didn't break history. They did.
He did by allowing it.
Okay. Because should he be
It's on
there with
his
the
watch.
AK himself? Like, da, 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 da.
No, they should just be like, instead of videotaping him, like, turn around.
Why do they let him in?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, maybe there's too many.
Did you hear about what's going over on in that little island by Italy? So, like, this place from Africa just, like, rode up and took over the island.
The whole island.
Yeah, there's about 7,000. There's 6,000 people that live there. 7,000 Africans showed up. And they're, like, putting up barricades and taking over, like, territory.
I love that.
And they're just doing nothing.
Oh, that's so great.
That's terrible. If it's me, if it's my country, we're unloading that AK like you were just talking about.
Mine too.
Get the fuck out of my border.
Right.
If you want to come in, there's a way to do it. This ain't it.
No, they're taking over.
I'll put you all down.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I don't understand why they're not doing it.
That was an invasion.
It was an invasion.
For sure. But what I'm saying is, historically, Caucasians have been the colonizer, so it's nice to see a little darker persuasion getting out there and colonizing. I think it's cool, That's all I'm saying. Motherland doing a little colonization.
It's not really colonizing.
No?
No, they're doing more of the Viking thing.
They're killing all of those people?
No, I just meant like they're not expanding, I don't think. Those are people that fled.
Well, we'll find out what they call it in a few months.
Well, I know they're all refugees.
Yeah.
So like they fled. So like the colonizing's like the British went over to America and took America, and it was Britain.
Yeah, but if a bunch of tallywaggers call it something, it's still colonizing. If they say we're the rezone.
I guess sorta. It's hard to say that when you don't have anything to start with.
7,000 men was a lot of things.
No, I mean like if you don't have a nation, if you have no land, it's hard for me to say you're colonizing. I'm like, you got to go somewhere, right?
This whole land thing, I didn't really want to bring this up because I don't know, but since I've been learning all about this thing called a micronation, bro. Like when you talk about this concept of land, nation, like I don't necessarily know if it needs to be tied to each other. Well, actually, I know legally it doesn't. But I'm saying conceptually, especially in this age, what about digital nations?
Well, I don't really believe in any of that because I don't believe you can be a nation, even if it's legally, without land. Because where the fuck are you?
You're inside of another nation.
But where are you from?
From?
That is what describes a nation historically. This is the British nation. Why? Because it's all of our people live in this area of land. Like that's
yeah,
what
but
borders are.
Wales used to be a colony of like it was Britain originally, and they said
Canada.
we're Wales.
So
that's what I'm saying. What do you mean, bro? Like that's the perfect example right there. If that's not what that is, they decided they said we're not British, we're Canadian, and that's what they are. And then their Canadian influence in the world.
Yeah,
is
but it's like all right. So that's the UK though. So it's like, I guess that's kind of like the US, but like it's not. Like
no, it's not.
It's really a group of nations that all used to be under the reason that happens, like they're under a fake royalty or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They were all under the British crown, but the British crown
back in the day,
until they left.
Yeah,
like the Canada left in our lifetime when we were kids.
I hear that.
All right, so like, but like the royalty doesn't do anything anymore, so they weren't really ruled by them at all. It was all like fake at that point.
But
they weren't really a part of it.
They started as what?
As England. England owned all.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And then they became a whale.
Yeah,
or Walian.
Yeah, well, back in the day, you used to have to fight for that and take the land. That's how America became America. We had to fight the British people off.
Yeah, but now the digital.
And we were the British people.
That was back in the day.
And the reason we were allowed to become America was because we took the land.
Let me give you an example.
We were already British people, and we were no longer British people. We became Americans when we took the land from the British.
Cool. All right. But I'm saying I agree with you, but I'm saying there's a new age. What if 100,000 people in the same area decided we're Japanese now in America? They learned all the laws and rules of Japan, and they're like, well, we're Japanese now, and they start living under those laws. I'm saying in this new age, how do we know exactly how nations can start?
Well, I know
Maybe
you
don't
can't
have
do
land.
that. I know you can't do that. The Fed will smash you down.
They will.
Because you are always subject to federal law on federal land.
You are.
So you don't have a nation at all. It's all fake.
But I mean, legally, you can have a micronation. So a micronation is a political party.
What does it gain you?
I don't know all the things yet, but it does gain you a lot of things. You're allowed to sell certain things without having to pay any type of federal tax. But it's only like certain items.
Yep. It just sounds like a tax loophole.
It is a tax loophole, but what I'm saying is in this world,
that's not a nation is what I'm saying.
It's a micronation.
Sure.
What if in a digital world, though, everyone could decide what they want to follow? I'm not saying that it's happened before, but I'm saying it could be a mechanism to create a micronation that did actually grow in another nation.
I don't believe it would work because everyone will fight over the difference in the morals of that of where you live. You have to do it in real life for that to work.
It would have to
That's
happen
why
in IRL
Texas is so much
and
different.
real life.
It only works in real life. The internet doesn't matter because you have no power, no real power on the internet.
I mean, it creates influence.
Yeah, but they don't really do anything.
Those shoes you bought because of the internet.
No, these shoes I bought because of TV.
In my mind, it's all the same, though. Just content is what I mean. Your intake of content of the digital sphere.
My intake of content from cable, though, because it's from basketball. So technically, it's from the NBA.
Yeah, but like if you were 13, you were watching the NBA on your phone.
I wasn't.
It's the same
when
thing.
I was 13, we didn't do that. You had to watch it on TV. So
now, though,
But you said
everyone
me.
could adopt their own rule set if they wanted to. Like
can't.
culture gets pushed.
Because if your rule set differs from mine and we're neighbors and they're conflicting, you lose if you're on the fake nation. That's why it has to only be in real life.
Oh, you mean if I'm American and are you garbage?
Yeah, and you're like, no, dude, I'm allowed to murder people over here. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, that's where it gets sticky, right? When you start doing shit like that.
Man, people call the police over how high your fence is in your front yard.
That is true.
You are going to get ultra cooked if you think you have any extra rights. You're going to lose because you're always a subject to the laws and everything around you of where you live. So not just the Fed, but also Michigan and also the city you're in.
Yeah, you can't break federal laws just because you're making
You
a
can't
micronation.
you can't break any laws.
But some laws I don't
can't-
think are going to apply to you the same. If you're not paying federal taxes, people are like, this dude's breaking the law. You're like, no, they're not breaking
If
the law.
you made a fuck ton of money, the Fed will come after your ass. In
It's
a
like
second.
being a church. It's like being a 501c1 2 like nonprofit.
So it's just taxes. It's all it is. Is a
That's
tax.
all it really is legally, yeah.
So it's not a nation at all. Then.
All I'm saying is in this world, when you're making content, people make cultures, right? Like, are you garbage? It's kind of a culture, right? So if you were to create a culture and then slip in little rule sets that are a part of it, like if you're like, man, that's garbage if you buy BMWs. Like how much of the world that's all I'm trying to say. Like
I'm saying the micronation has no bearing on that at all. All you're talking about is making a cult.
a cult with micronation status is a nation.
Yeah, but all the other cults already had it better than that. They just made themselves a religion and had no taxes at all. They're all religions. They all live off the grid. They already are a nation. They're
They
closer.
get smoked though. You say they did it better. Like they smoked.
No, there's tons and tons that are functioning right now that are not getting smoked because they decided not to start like killing people and maiming their members and shit.
And I believe that a micronation could achieve the same thing if they played it right.
But why would you want to waste all the time when you could just be a church? You're not beating the Vatican. They're the biggest cult that exists.
I don't know. I'd have to I'd have to talk to AI. I'd have to be like, yo, what are the cross benefits between micronation status or what the church status is? The church status has a number. It's like a number, but yeah.
Because theirs is balling.
I don't know what theirs is.
They don't
I don't
pay
know.
taxes.
Okay, you say that. You say they pay just no taxes.
They don't. It's crazy.
If that's how it is.
Because church and state are separated.
All right. But I don't know. I have to look into it. It
Now,
might not
like,
be that
what
simple.
they pay,
There might be
the
property
preacher-
taxes. There might be.
what they pay the preacher, they have to pay taxes on. Because he's got to pay taxes on.
So he's paying
The
taxes.
church pays no taxes, though. All the people that are employed by the church will have to pay taxes. It's like if you own the church,
I own the church.
when you get paid from the church, you have to pay taxes, but the church don't. Like when the church gets money, they don't pay taxes.
And usually an establishment has to pay taxes and
Yes.
then you pay taxes.
Yeah, you're getting out of a whole level of taxing.
I think micronation status is like
Actually,
the same thing.
3 levels of taxing because first they take in the money, and normally the customer would have to pay taxes. And then you would have to pay taxes on your profits. And then when you paid someone, then they would have to pay taxes on their earnings.
And the merch, the shirts, I Love Jesus shirts, no taxes.
Yep.
But don't you have to pay taxes when you buy it?
Yeah, because
Purchasing costs.
you can't ever get out of that. There's no way of getting out of that because that's part of the state. That's what I'm saying. You always have to follow state law.
I'm just saying, the micronation thing, I got to look into it, but I think it is basically like being a religion. I think it might be similar in what that is. I mean, I think a nonprofit might be similar in a religion. Like, they're kind of similar, too.
A church is a nonprofit.
Oh, so that is that.
Yeah.
then I think they are taxed the same. But one is a political party, one is a religious. I think that is the main difference. But there are benefits. I'm telling you, there's benefits. I think it's probably the same stuff you're talking about, bro. Like I think it's like making like your Randy Savagery.
But it seems like if you're just a really rich person, you don't have to really pay taxes either.
They get away with it too.
They just know how to not pay taxes.
But we also don't know how they do that or how that all happens, right?
There's so many loopholes. I think there's tons of ways to do it.
Right. I don't know.
I know Trump uses it. He said it in his debate.
He did say that, but you don't think he pays no taxes?
I'm sure he does, but I bet you it's little. Like I saw like Jeff Bezos paid like on $80,000. Like the last year he worked as the CEO. He got paid $80,000. That's what he paid taxes on, $80,000. But he got a fuck ton of stock. You don't pay taxes on stock.
So he just lives his whole life on a credit card. Interesting.
Fire.
Yeah.
I just watched the Trump documentary. It was all about like the beginning of Trump. And dog, he lived his whole life on a credit card.
Really?
Bro, this is the craziest thing. All right, so like he made some dope ass business moves off the rip. Got the fucking like out of 40 years of taxes with the city or whatever. They like to build this thing. They're like, all right, we'll let you get out of $160 million in taxes or something like that. Some crazy number.
In New York?
Yeah, New York. Builds it up. Builds up a credit line. He just starts balling out. He just starts buying shit way too expensive. Opens up casinos in Atlantic all over the place. He's just going crazy.
He's going crazy on the line of credit.
Going crazy on the line of credit. All right, then 2008 hits.
Market crash.
Boom. He goes bankrupt.
So what does that mean? He has nothing?
No.
He still lives in a plush house and has a nice car.
Because all of these different things are different businesses. So he had different businesses go bankrupt. He worked out some deal with the bank. They didn't explain that. Anyway, so he just like essentially, I think he just loses certain properties. Okay. Maintains other properties.
Okay.
Then he puts himself on the stock market.
Okay.
Like Trump. The Trump brand. Makes $1.2 billion off the rip.
What does he sell in the Trump brand?
Nothing. This is just buildings. He's not selling anything.
Trump.
That's what I'm saying. He generated $1.2 billion off of just like, it's me, Donald Trump.
I don't understand.
All right. Do you know how the stock market works? All right. The stock market works just off of like perceived value, not real value.
It's completely fake.
Yeah, it's like completely fake. So like, yeah, it's based off your numbers, like what your company's doing, blah, 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 blah. But like Elon Musk can say something and completely change the stock market just from him talking. He's done it. Like, oh yeah, I don't know. Tesla doesn't seem like it. Not like talk. That would actually be like illegal if he did that. But like, just like saying something that influences it. So like Trump just put he just like went bankrupt and then everybody paid in.
Today?
To join. No.
Back then.
Yeah, back then. He went bankrupt and then he put it on the stock market and everybody just paid in and it made the stock market soar.
But he had, I guess I want to see his data points back then.
He sold nothing.
I get it, dude, but his name was how big? How everyone knew him?
Yeah, he was already famous because of The Apprentice.
Before data points, how do they know what fame was based on?
Because everybody knew who they were. Everyone knew who was famous.
Like
it's not like now.
I can't even remember then, though.
Now it's like you don't know if all these different people that you watch are actually famous, right? That's not how it worked then. Everybody knew who the famous people were.
We know Ice Spice is famous. We talked about that.
I know, because yeah, there's people that like reach critical mass and break through, where then we all know everyone knows them. But there's not everyone. Like people be like, oh, bro, this guy been blowing up. I never seen him. No one else in this room ever seen him either. No, he's not. But it looks like it on your feed. So it tricked us. Back then, that's not how it worked. The people that were famous, we all saw. We all saw the same movies. We all saw the same TV shows. We all saw the same newspapers.
It was weird.
We all saw the same stuff. He was already famous as like from doing all those deals and stuff. He was a famous businessman. Like up and coming guy. Boom. And then he went bankrupt and then he did that Apprentice.
But he had to have that name. He built that bad boy
name.
Yeah,
he already had the name, yeah.
And his dad had a name.
Yeah, but not anything like him.
But
His dad got him in rooms with like important people.
people tell me his
But,
dad
like-
is who gave him the cashola.
Yeah, but like
$2.3
the cash
million.
the cash didn't even matter because like the real money was that he worked that deal out with the government. Like that's what made him. It had nothing to do with like even the because like it was like he got free money by not paying money. He didn't have the money for this thing. He
For the
got
Trump
the
Towers.
loan. Yeah, he got the loan off of like getting money off of what he was going to have to pay the city. He's like, yeah, I just saved $160 million.
That's a lot of money.
That's his down payment.
On the stock?
It wasn't a stock. He was buying the building and renovating it.
And then,
So-
like,
so-
Trump buildings. Stock.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is before the stock. This is his first thing he ever did.
Okay.
This is the thing that made him rich and famous because people were mad about it. Because the city just gave the man $160 million, essentially,
He made $160 million.
for him to build a business and make money off it, not give them shit.
How do you do that?
Well, people do that because, all right, so like, let's say like when they built Little Caesars. Remember when they
Arena?
built Little Caesars? Yeah, like Detroit paid for that shit. Not like the people that own the Pistons. Like Detroit pays for that shit.
Like, they propose to the city why
Some-
this is good for the city.
Yeah, because it's going to create jobs and it's going to bring people down here and it's going to boost the economy and that's why you need to pay this percentage of it or whatever.
And Trump did that.
That's essentially what
But not a
Trump did.
percentage. He got $160 million from the city.
Yeah, well, they didn't actually give him any money. They said you don't have to pay any taxes for 40 years on this building, which would come out to $160 million. So, to somebody that's loaning someone money, that is money. Like, that's $160 million we don't have to pay.
But he did buy the building.
Yeah, so they gave him the money to buy the building.
Oh, it was just a loan.
Yeah. That's how he got the loan, was off of that deal. He
had
would
no
have never
money?
got the deal without that loan. He would have never got the loan without that deal.
He never had any money. It was all alone.
I mean, he had some money up front, but it wasn't fucking $70 million or whatever, plus another fucking $400 million to fix it. Because it was like this big ass like hotel or something. And like it went out and like a whole bunch of people didn't have jobs. Like New York was in shambles at the time.
And did it go back up and make it better?
Yeah.
The city?
Until 2008. Then it all crashed again.
And then it crashed again.
Everywhere. Yeah, because of this.
But then he started the stock.
Yeah, the stocks what brought him back.
And then what happened with the stock?
He made $1.2 billion.
Billion?
Yeah.
In Trump stock?
Yeah.
And is that why there's Trump
So, like-
strip clubs and all the Trump stuff I see?
Well, I'm sure he just continues. He probably owns all that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Is
He's
that
a
what
real
that
estate
is?
guy, yeah. So like the people that are bought in, they all own.
Like
pieces.
Trump's is Donald Trump's. He's like that's his franchise of strip club, right?
Probably. I don't know that deep. He owns so much shit. But anyways, yeah, he's never really sold a thing.
He's never sold anything.
No, he doesn't have products. He just owns shit. All of his money that he made is off of owning shit, and he owns all this shit off of loans.
Off the loans.
Think about how crazy that is.
But what if it would have failed?
He's such a fire businessman. He never even created a goddamn thing.
But
He
if you own buildings, that is you give people home. They're paying for rent and stuff.
for sure, I'm just saying like.
Off the loan is why.
So like Elon Musk, filthy rich. Why? He helped the huge development in electric cars. He did all this stuff. You know, he's helping redefine our shit in space. Blah 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 blah. Like he's creating stuff.
Right.
Normally, you make lots of money. You make something. But Trump didn't. He just borrowed money and bought shit.
Is that really true? Usually you make it off making something, or is that
Yeah, all the richest people, all like billionaires. It's like like they were producing steel, producing oil. Like you're providing.
They sold something.
Yeah, you're providing something.
providing homes for people?
Yeah, he doesn't provide. He doesn't have many homes.
Oh, what were these
He's
buildings?
got hotels.
That's homes.
He's providing jobs.
I mean, for a day you live there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call that homes. He's providing jobs.
Living facilities.
He is making money. I'm not.
He
saying,
didn't have apartment buildings?
He had casinos. Like that's where he made a lot of his money.
That hurts people. That takes their money.
Well, but it helps the city.
Oh, for sure.
But those went bankrupt,
They're all done.
and now like I think Saudis own it.
They're the big boys. All right. Well, yeah. So Trump's pretty cool. I mean, that's a pretty cool thing to pull off.
Wild.
But what about Biden?
Biden's way poorer.
I just like when people say that. I like when they go, well, what about Biden? Or they go, well, what about Trump? Cracks me up.
Yeah, but see, nobody says what about Biden when you're talking about accomplishments.
Really?
Why would you?
I mean, didn't he make millions and millions of dollars, like stealing a little bit here and there or something?
That's not impressive.
It's kind of cool.
It's
mafia
not.
shit.
No, it's not, because it was just like, I'm the vice president, and you're just gonna give me money.
I would love to do that.
I know it's not impressive though. That's like when you meet the trust fund kid. Like he's not cool, just for having money. His dad's cool for making the money though. Like it's men normally.
I mean, the mob would come in and say, "Yo, you're gonna pay me."
Yeah, but the mob is.
Because I am Lucky Luciano. You're going to fucking pay the Luciano family.
Because they're badass, though. He's like, I'll kill you if you don't if you don't do it. That's not what Biden does. Biden's trying to stay alive himself every day.
Yeah, but I'm saying back then, he was like, listen, you son of a bitch, I'm going to have him fired.
I just respect people that earn their money in some fashion. Those gangsters do. They have to go out and hurt people.
I mean, Biden
doesn't do anything.
I see it as
What does
gangster.
he do?
All right, so he said, listen, you're going to fire that son of a bitch, or I'm going to withhold over $1 billion of funding to your stupid, shitty country unless you fucking give my son the money, bitch. Like, I think that's dope.
That's trust fund kid shit.
I think
he sounds like throwing a little tantrum. I'd be like, what are you going to do about it, you fucking pussy-ass old man with your fucking retarded ass, with your brain surgeries and shit? He's like retarded. I can't respect him.
You're bringing up him now.
That is during his presidency when all that happened.
He was vice president when that happened.
Yeah, vice president. That's when he got the brain surgery, bro. In the middle of it. That's when all this decline started.
He was smooth in that moment with Ukraine.
He wasn't. He's a little pussy, dude.
I like it.
Like Biden's soft. That's why I can't respect him. He's not even hard, bro. And
I don't know nothing about him.
He's soft.
All right.
He doesn't even know about guns.
I don't know. I don't even know where he's from. All I know is that
he's from.
Aren't they worth a lot of money? The Biden.
Where is he
family?
from? New Hampshire.
Well, wasn't it $200 million like that they can't account for or something?
20.
Or just a little 20 piece.
Yeah, they're not that rich. They didn't. He's been in Congress for 40 years. He's not even that rich. That's pathetic.
That is pathetic. Because isn't that
Nancy Pelosi's worth like $200 million?
That's gangster.
And I can respect that a little more. I'm like, you know what? She fucking manipulated the stock market legally, so I can't hate on it.
But what
she did it legally?
But what about the fact that Kevin Hart's worth almost $1 billion?
Well, he earned it.
I'm saying, like, she can't even rob the country more than Kevin Hart can earn?
No, that's why they're all pathetic. That's why Biden's extra pathetic. You got $20 million.
$20 million's bad. I thought it was $200 million.
Like Trump out here ain't produced a goddamn thing, and he's worth billions of dollars.
What about the entertainment part? You fired. How much you make off that?
I don't know that he made a lot off of that, but that is the reason he was able to make so much money when he went to the stock. So like it did make him all his money practically. That is what made him all his money, but it's not really from that.
They
didn't pay him that money, but because of that, he made all his money.
I'll side with you that Biden really isn't that gangster, but I know
his kid's a little more gangster than he is, but he's still like a trust fund kid. So it's like, my dad, yeah, that's what his shit's like. Don't make me call my dad. Like, he's fucking a little pussy. I'm like, your dad's a pussy too.
But when he talks to his daughter, he makes it seem like his dad was like, you better go get that fucking money. It's not like Biden or Hunter was like.
Of course, because they're talking from an entire. That's like when like the rich white guy says something to you. Like what are you going to, you can, like you're the help. That don't make you gangster when you talk like you're talking to the help.
I said
the help can normally fuck up whoever the guy's talking to is in an actual fight.
I mean, I'll put it on that, but Jared Kushner, son of Kushner, yeah, Kushner. Yeah. Okay, it's not spelled like that. C-O.
I know, but I hear them say it all the time. So,
I mean, that dude, he made
because the Trump haters love to bring him up.
Well, approximately $120 to $380 million during Donald Trump's presidency. What do you think about all that, duh?
I mean, was it illegal?
It wasn't illegal, but it happened because he was in position. He made that money off the Saudis.
That's cool then. I don't care. I don't care if it's not illegal because it's not illegal. Like, and there's so much corruption already.
You just I'm like one side. You're one sider, dude.
No, I don't like when you get caught doing it illegally. Like, this is how I'm looking at it. All right, we know they're all corrupt, right? They're all taking money.
Bad.
Every single one of them, right?
Dog shit.
When you get caught, you need to get crucified because no one else is getting caught. They've been doing this shit for generations. You're shitty. That's why you deserve to go down, because you're shitty. Not because you were even doing something legal. I know you guys are all doing that. And how shitty is it that, and it's disgraceful that Biden's getting bought off, our president, for $20 million. That's what it takes.
It's low.
You couldn't buy Trump off with $20 million. He'd laugh at you. He'd be like, the banks give me more than that. I don't even have any money. No.
That's so funny, dude. I mean, he says he has tons of money, doesn't he?
No, he's worth.
Does he own Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah.
He owns that.
Yeah.
That's his.
That's one of like early things he had too. Got that bitch early. He was
He
just buying
owns it.
shit. Yeah, he owns it.
But isn't it like hundreds of years old, though?
Yeah, like he didn't build it. He
No.
bought it. No, he didn't build anything.
Yeah.
I'm saying he bought everything.
Yeah.
The only thing he was trying to build was the wall that they wouldn't let him finish.
He's just like a player in the market, dude.
It's fire.
I guess, dude.
Isn't that what the president's supposed to do?